We love you, Lord, we love you. Father, we give you all the glory. You are my rock, my strength and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised. You are my rock, my strength and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised. Sweet Jesus, beautiful King, no Father like you, no friend like you. Your love for me is everlasting. No one like you, no one like you. Sweet Jesus.
All right, so this is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. I want to welcome you to the Seasoned Apologist Live. If you're joining us for the very first time, yes, we are actually live today, and we're going to be talking about a very important topic of discussion. I want to say welcome to you. If you're watching from where you are in the afternoon, I want to say good afternoon to you. If it is actually in the night right there, I want to say good night to you. And if it's in the morning, I will still say good morning to you. Again, this is the Seasoned Apologist Live. This is where we talk about the Christian faith, the defense of the Christian faith, and also understanding the Christian faith so we could actually share it with others as well. So tonight, we are going to be talking about something very important, something vital, especially something that we know is already becoming part of our life. But before we get started, first off, I really want to apologize that we're getting started very late tonight. Okay, we started about 15 minutes after 7, and we're so sorry about that. A little bit of something that we need to do in the background, so we're just so sorry that we're actually starting very late. But then here we are right now, and I want to assure you that tonight's discussion, presentation is something that will be of benefit to us, especially because it has to do with something that we deal with every now and then. It's the issue of the AI, all right? We are talking about the AI. And just as you're seeing right on the screen right there, we're talking about AI, man, and God, okay? That's actually what we're talking about tonight. Now, for some of you that are watching right now, I know that some of you are already engaged in the use of AI, okay? You've actually been using AI for a couple of things, all right? Even some religious organization have also started using AI. But then, what is the relationship between AI, man, and also God? Okay, is there a threat that AI actually poses, to man or even to our religious belief and all of that? And that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm so glad, I'm so happy to bring to us into the studio today our dear brother Derrick Danso. Brother Derrick, how are you doing today?
Awesome, bro. I'm very, very good. And greetings to your audience, to those who are watching us from every part of the world. God richly bless you. And I hope today's discussion and today's conversation about AI, man, and God will be very beneficial to everybody listening to this program today. So thank you for having me
Amen.
here once again.
Amen. Brother Derrick, we are so excited to have you here. And if you've been a part of the show, the Season Apologist Live, you will know that Brother Derrick is no new person to this particular program. He's been here a couple of times. If even had the debate on the program, I mean, on the Season Apologist Live. So today, even though Brother Derrick had discussed about the issue of the existence of God, he's debated with atheists and all of that, today we're going to be talking about AI, all right, man and God. So, Brother Derrick, before you get started, I know that the time is actually fast spent, and I just want to say to you, Brother Derrick, if you are not able to finish up, this particular time, all right, today, We can still have this some other time. All right. So
No
I just wanted
problem.
to show you on that. But then, Brother Derrick, in 1 minute, why do you think we should have this conversation? Why do you think that we should be talking about AI in relationship to man and also to God as well? In 1 minute, let's hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much, Corey. When it comes to the idea of AI, man, and God, it's actually very interesting. Um, Within some few years or within some few months, there's a particular conversation that keeps on happening almost every single time. It's about chat gpt, and when this particular AI tool became available to the general public, so many people have been sharing their views, so many people have been using it. And myself, I am a very heavy user of the internet. I use the internet almost 24/7. I'm always online. I work online, so I'm always online using the tools available. And when you do that all the time, when you stay online most of the time, something is very common. Security issues are very, very common, and you need to be aware how to protect yourself and others. But ChatGPT, especially that particular AI software, made life so easy for most of us. If you are a teacher, you are a worker, no matter the aspect of life that you are, ChatGPT became a very useful tool for us, because it's like a chatbot. A chatbot is a place you type in a question, it gives you a response. It's been there, but of late it became very popular because they developed it, they made it better. So now you can interact with it like you are interacting with, let's say, a friend or an assistant. It's super nice. And it sort of gives you a human response. So you search something, and within minutes, or did I say minutes? Within seconds, you get answers that would have taken you longer hours or even longer minutes searching for them online. So everybody used Google because Google gave us answers. But ChatGPT is like 10 times of Google. So it changed the whole story. Before explaining exactly what AI is, a friend of mine sent me a question. He's a pharmacist, and he sent me a question, a pharmacy question, that, Derek, I've been trying to solve this question. I'm not getting answers. I know you've spoken about AI. Can AI solve this question for me? I was like, send a question. He sent the question to me on WhatsApp. I picked up the question, put it in the chat GPT. In less than 5 seconds, the entire solution came out. I copied it, sent it to him on WhatsApp. He was like, what? What do you mean? I can get all these answers on AI. So he told me, where can I download it? You get it? Yes. And it makes life easier. And actually, that particular AI tool I'm speaking about, specifically Chat GPT, they actually tested it with some exams, some law exams, and it got above 70%. So within within a few months, when they released Chat GPT, which is by OpenAI, into the system, it's changed. It broke records. It became the most downloaded and the most used website and online platform than any other media outlet. Within its first release, within the first month, it got more downloads, more visits than YouTube, than Facebook, than any other platform. People are interested in using AI. But unfortunately, many people do not really understand what it is. And so it's good that we understand exactly what AI is, because when we are ignorant about something, people can use it against us, most especially Christians and people who are religious. When the conversation about AI became so common on the internet, people started suggesting on Twitter, on TikTok. You see people make videos. Oh, finally, that which is going to destroy the idea of God is here. And this is very common. Anytime we have a scientific leap, some sort of scientific advancement comes up, people think that it's going to kill God. It's going to take away the idea of God. So when this conversation of AI, artificial intelligence, some people out of ignorance started saying that now we have something we call, finally we are getting closer and closer to what they call homo deus, like unto God. Wow. It's a big claim for somebody to assume that AI is going to be godlike, and these
Yeah,
are not.
Bro Derrick, I think this is what I'm going to be doing because I'm already into your discussion already. I'm already into your presentation. So I think I'm just going to give it away to you right now. To start up with your presentation because your introduction is already fascinating to me, and I believe for so many people who are watching right now, they are also fascinated and they want to listen to what you have to say about this topic. So I just want to give it to you right now. Let's go ahead. When is about 15 minutes before 8 o'clock my time. We're going to actually open up, the program for questions. So if you want to have any questions to ask or post to our dear brother Derrick, you can put that in the comment section. And what you can do is to type the word in capital letter question. All right, type the word question in the comment section, and then we're going to be taking a look at the question. And Brother Derrick, we give an answer to that question. So Brother Derrick, yes, it's time for you. Yes, you can actually take it away right now.
All right. Corey, just a reminder. When the last time we had a conversation about God, the existence of God, I don't know if you remember, I made a comment that whenever we have new scientific advance, people go like, okay, finally we are closing the gaps. If you remember, I mentioned something like the God of the gaps. So people think that every generation or every time period, something happens that closes the gap of religion. It is true for false or pseudo religion. The gaps will be closed for false gods, but for the true God, that gap will never be closed. Why? Because if you do true science and you study true religion and you practice true religion, you realize that that understanding that people have is false. Now, for me to continue the presentation, defining what AI is, I'm not going to be the one to tell you what artificial intelligence is. Let's listen to the one of the AI tools. In very academic term, we call it narrow AI. So artificial intelligence, there are two kinds. We have the narrow one, then we have the general one. The narrow one is what you know. You already know it. Like, for example, I go like, hey Siri, what says the time now? Then Siri will give you the time response. So, hey Siri, my Siri says you will not respond to me today, Okoride. Ah, Siri is back. Hey Siri, what says the time now? Hey, Siri is on film. Oh, okay, it has responded. It says 1826. So Siri is an example of narrow AI. Like Google's Alexa. Like we have these things, we've had it for many years. But let's look at it in broader terms. What is it? What is artificial intelligence? Actually, the term was coined in 1956. So it's an old term, it's not a modern term. And I'll share my screen right away. Yes. Corey, if you have it there, you help me out there. Okay.
Yeah, it's already coming.
Okay, so two of my favorite narrow AIs that I use a lot is Google's Bard. This one was actually designed by Google themselves, Bard, and it's different from the one I mentioned earlier, Chat GPT. These are this particular one you are seeing is very popular than the Google Bard. Google Bard is not available to the general public unless you send it. When you want to use it, you send them an email, they give you a response, then you can have access to it because they tell you that it's still in the experiment stage. You can see it here in the experiment stage. So it's not like ChatGPT, but it's very powerful. It's very powerful. But ChatGPT gives you more, not accurate, but it gives you more responses that are very good than Google Bard, according to my own assessment. Yes. So let's ask. I actually did this by asking Chat, what is artificial intelligence? What is AI? And listen to its own response so that it will help us get this clearly. And this is how fast it gives you the responses. And Corey, this is important because I'll be making a comment on this. People make big claims because of how powerful AI is. So it says this. It says artificial intelligence refers to the field of computer science that focuses on creating intelligent machines capable of performing tasks that would typically require human intelligence. So when people read stuff like this, okay, then AI must be very powerful. And the two kinds are here. We have, let me use this. Okay, we have this one, the general AI that I mentioned, and the narrow AI. General AI is that is not what I'm using. This one is just, it gives you responses. You ask questions, it gives you responses. But the general AI is different. For example, you can have a machine that can do so many things that behaves like a human being and even powerful than a human being. And when you read what it says there, it says this. General intelligence, that is artificial general intelligence, would possess human level intelligence across a wide range of tasks. AGI systems would have the ability to understand, learn, and apply knowledge in ways that are comparable to humans. However, look at the clause. AGI systems of this level have not yet been fully realized and remain largely hypothetical. And this is what some people call homo deus, becoming like God. Should we be concerned as Christians? Yes, because sometimes people assume a certain religion, but when we say religion, they don't allow us to call it religion. Naturalism or philosophical naturalism. This concept currently today has affected the church, has affected Christians, some Christians, without even their notice. And when AI makes things so easy like this, people start making comments. People start talking against Christianity and against religion. Oh, go away. Oh, now we have some level of intelligence that even surpasses our own. Therefore, these machines can even perform better than us. Who is your God? There's no God, therefore. And they start making some big leaps. But by the end of this presentation, you realize that it is not like that. Now, when you read something, it says AI has applications in numerous fields, including healthcare, and it mentions them. But did you know that currently it has a big limitation? I opened up a book here, and I would send this book to you for your audience. Let me try and see if I can get it. Like this book is called 2048. It was written by you know him, Professor Lennon. Corey, have you come across him?
Exactly. Yeah, I've come across him. In
Yeah,
fact,
he's a professor in Oxford University.
Exactly. He did a
Yes,
video series on this, and I have access to
John
that, but I've not
Lennon.
even explored it yet. Yeah.
Yes, this is his book, 2048,
Wow.
and he makes a very good point here. And let's kindly look at it, and I'll make some further comments. He says, it is worth pointing out that historically AI has had a bumpy ride. Okay, he goes on to mention that. But it says for a time, AI fell into disfavor, but with the availability of greatly enhanced computing power, it is now riding high. UK is planning to invest in educating 1,000 PhDs in AI with 1.3 billion pounds set up in 2018, according to Times Higher Education, between 2011 and 2015. This book was not written in this year. It was written about 5 or 4 years ago. Corey, what we are saying is that it's happening. It is
Exactly.
happening. Now let's continue. Nearly twice as many, Times Higher Education between 2011 and 2015. China published 41,000 articles on AI, nearly twice as many articles as the US. Okay, let's continue. In 2018, MIT announced the single largest investment in computing and AI by an American academic institution, $1 billion. Okay, also, China is investing many billions of dollars in AI research, and other countries are following suit in the battle for world dominance. Corey, the question is why? Because to a larger extent, AI will help us. AI will change our lives. Why should we be concerned? Let us read further and look at something. There are some advancements that are happening today, and I am so grateful that we have AI because of AI, narrow AI. Today, blind people Corey, they can read scripts without their eyes because they wear a lens. The lens focuses on the paper, and whatever is written on the paper, it starts reading it out to them, which is good, right? It's very good. Blind people can walk through the town without the help of other people because they have a sensor that speaks to them all the time. It's good. And we have digital assistants in medicine. And let me spend some time explaining the medicine and how this artificial intelligence works. It doesn't just happen. Somebody inputs the data. And this is where, as Christians and as people who are religious, people who want to understand the Lord and obey the Lord and follow what the Lord teaches, this is where it gets very important for us. We should understand how it operates so that when people start manipulating it to give certain results that are false, we can stand up for what is true. Why? For example, in medicine, for them to determine whether, let's say, AI can predict whether Derrick is going to get, let's say, a heart attack or not. Now we have AI that can help you do that. Even there's an AI, AI that have been developed. It's a wristwatch. It's in operation now that it helps you determine your diabetes, your blood pressure when you're going, especially seizures. People who are epileptic. Before you get your seizure, it tells you are going to get your seizure and it calls somebody to come and attend to you. These are great advancement. But how does it work? They take so many lab tests of people's lungs, x-rays that have been done over the years, let's say about 1 million of them. Then they pick the best scientists. They allow these doctors to label them that this particular lung you are looking at, this x-ray, this is what it means, this is what it means, this is what it means, this is what it means. And they put all of this information into the AI system. Then the work of the AI is to learn all the information that has been given to it. Then after that, for example, if Derrick goes to the hospital and I need to take an x-ray, or after the doctor takes an x-ray, the AI will compare my results to the millions, the data that they have, the database they have, over 1 million database, they compare to them. Then the AI will tell the doctor that Derrick has this particular issue, so take care of Derrick. So something that would have taken doctors so many years or so many months to do, the AI, by sampling through the many data that has been given it, can easily tell that Derrick is suffering from this particular disease. And to be very frank with you, it's performing better than human doctors. Excellent. You can talk about it in many fields. Now let's come back and look at something. It can do all this, Corey. But the question is this. Is this super intelligence, did it just happen? Corey, please help me out with an answer. Did it just happen?
No, it did not. So somebody's behind it.
GPT was designed by OpenAI. And let me quickly show you something. I asked the AI a question and it gave me a response.
Okay, so your screen is not shown again. I think it's gone up.
Oh,
you might want to share
Is it showing now?
Right. Yes, it's showing now, right? Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask the AI, how do you what data do you use in providing answers? Right, Corey? This is a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen. As an AI language model, my responses are generated based on a mixture of licensed data created by human trainers, and publicly available data. These sources may contain publicly available information from a variety of authors and websites. However, it's important to note that I do not have direct access to specific databases or ability to browse the internet. And it even tells us that its knowledge is up to 2021. So in academia, we say that in the real sense, artificial intelligence is not intelligent. Did you understand?
I'm actually following. Yes.
Yes, it is. We say that it is not intelligent in the sense of the word. Let's ask AI. Are you intelligent than humans? Let's ask AI. I am driving at a point. I'm driving at a point. He says this: as an AI language model, I don't possess personal intelligence or consciousness. Corey, these statements I'm making, I am making them for a reason. Whoever is listening to this conversation, especially my friends who are atheists, you make very loud claims. It says it possesses, it doesn't, I'm sorry, let me highlight it well. I don't possess personal intelligence. What it means is that, Corey, whatever artificial intelligence is based on somebody's intelligence. What that means is that
that's beautiful. That's
it
beautiful.
presents us with an ethical issue. So, what if we ask the AI who created the universe? What answer should AI give us? Should the AI give us the Christian answer, or is going to give us the answer of the left? The answer of the atheists? Whose opinion is it going to give? This is very important because I have seen so many people use AI and make bold claims that AI has all answers. Relax. Relax. The answers are predetermined by somebody somewhere. And that is why in this book, 2048, Vladimir Putin, the current president of Russia, he made a statement. I've forgotten the chapter where I've forgotten the exact chapter. You need to get this book. I'll send this book to you, Corey, so that you can share it.
No problem.
And he makes a comment that, you see how we had the Second World War? It is possible that should there be another world war, it might be because of artificial intelligence. The race for who can have the best artificial intelligence. That is why US is spending billions. That is why China is way ahead of most countries. Because if you control AI, that means you control the information people have access to. And one thing is that they call something surveillance capitalism. Surveillance capitalism. Do you know that we are all walking around with a surveillance device? Our phones.
That's true.
Corey, as you are sitting in Nigeria right now, somebody somewhere knows your exact location because your location on your Google location is on. Is that not the case?
That's true.
And sometimes some people wonder. I have this conversation with my friends and they tell me that I was talking to a friend, we are discussing buying how do you call it, refrigerators, and I went to Facebook and I saw an advert on refrigerators. I don't know if it has happened to any of us watching live today. You be talking about, oh, I want to buy a Samsung phone. Then you go to Google, then they start giving you adverts on Samsung phone. Actually, people thought that there are devices listening to our conversation. Only for me to research on it, and Corey, what I discovered was that there is no device implanted in our phone that listens to our conversation, but it is what we call AI advertisement. Wow. Let me show you. It's here. It's here. In advertising, AI is used in internet advertising by companies like Amazon, Alphabet, Google, which is owned by Google, China's Alibaba, and who doesn't use these platforms? Okay, some people don't use it, but majority of us use these platforms. For instance, yesterday this is the man, Professor John Lennox talking. He says he had to look at flights online, and today I received a message saying we couldn't help noticing that you were considering a flight to X. Come on. How did the AI learn this? According to what I researched, and you can read from the book also, I have downloaded some apps on my phone. So the AI knows the kind of apps I've downloaded, and it knows what I normally click. There's a keyboard I downloaded some time ago. I deleted it recently. When I was installing, they asked me that, do I want my data to be sent to the developers or I don't want them to take my data? I was like, what does it mean? I read further. The copyright most of us don't read. It was stated in there that every single key letter that I input into the keyboard, I am giving them permission to use it later. I was like, come on, what do you mean by that? I just deleted the app. And I have been using this app for the past 5 years. My passwords, my ATM numbers, everything, I was inputting it into that keyboard every time.
Wow. Wow.
We call something surveillance capitalism. You can search on it. People are buying, people are paying for them. And this book talks about that.
Mm-hmm.
The things I am mentioning now, these are more, there's a political aspect to it where government and others are, whether they know or they are just hiding and they are doing their own thing, but it's happening, it's real. Now, as Christians, how does this affect us and God's existence, AI, man, and God? This is where it affects us. When you look at what the definition of or where it gets its information from, it's told us and it's open about it. It says that I don't possess personal intelligence and consciousness. While I can process and generate language-based responses, I don't have one, subjective experiences, emotions, or awareness like humans do.
Yeah.
But it goes further to say that AI can demonstrate impressive performance. Yes, 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 and yes. But it is important to remember that human intelligence encompasses much more than just the ability to process information. It includes emotional intelligence, social skills, physical dexterity, and many other qualities that make humans unique. Okay, let's stop there and talk. It makes humans unique. So to some extent, what people are doing today is this. People who have how should I say it? Who have money, the rich people in the world, the billionaires. I won't be surprised if Corridor, I told you, you shouldn't be surprised if I told you that these people are part of the group that sponsors some of these research works that are done. And after sponsoring them, most of them, their ideas are not in line with scriptures. I can mention one because I read the article myself on BBC about last week. George Soros, he's one of the richest people in the world. He handed over $25 billion, 25 billion empire to his son. And these people support the sitting president of the United States, President Joe Biden. And what the person, his political idea is to promote LGBTQ. So he sponsors over 100 and so countries for them to promote this education. So if you go and ask AI something about religion, what answer do you think you're going to get? I don't get Bible answers.
Yeah,
So if
I
you
get
go and
the
ask
point you're
AI,
trying to drive out now. Yeah.
how old is the earth? We have AI. Let's ask AI. Let's ask. How old is the earth? Is my screen showing, please?
Yeah, it's showing right now. Yeah.
Look at the answer to give us. It says it is estimated to be around 4.5 billion years old. Corridor, that is a lie. This is a lie. It's not true. It's not true that you ask the question, how did you arrive at this answer? And it would refer you to the majority, what some scientists have said. But we know that the calculations, the radiometric dating, I think it even mentions it. It says this age is determined through various scientific methods, including radiometric dating. But Corey, before you can use this radiometric dating, we all know that some assumptions must be made. You need some wild assumptions that scientifically you can't explain. For example, you need to know the original content of the element when it started decaying. We don't have that. Let me ask AI. You realize that it's so biased that if we are not careful, we will be sitting quietly and people will be using AI and be giving us information like some ATs do. They go and when you're having conversations with them, instead of having real conversations, they'll be typing their questions online and be copying from AI and Google and be bringing it to a conversation where we want to find. Go and look at it. It says commonly used radiometric dating methods are carbon-14 dating, potassium argon dating, uranium lead dating, and currently all these methods carbon-14 dating. It has shown that it is incapable of telling us the exact age of the earth because you need assumptions. AI again, what assumptions are needed for carbon 14 carbon dating to work. Listen to it. Look at the assumption that it will tell you. Okay, so I am just trying to show something that most of us have not really paid attention to. Corridor number 1, it says carbon dating, also known as radiocarbon dating, relies on several key assumptions. But corridor, it says here that it is that which they are using to estimate the age of the earth for all of us.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue reading. Number 1 assumption, constant production rate. Corridor, can we be certain that the carbon 14 that we have in the world has been decaying at a constant rate? That is false. It has not been decaying at a constant rate. Okay, number 2, closed system. Number 3, non-decay. See, the assumption that the decay rate of carbon 14 is known and constant over time, while the decay rate of carbon 14 is well established, this assumption assumes that it has remained consistent throughout history. If you have ever done science before, you will shout at this statement and say, wow, so how did they say that the earth is 4.54 billion years? It says that it is an assumption. It is a key assumption in that. And there are so many reasons why we should not even accept carbon 14 dating as a reliable form, as a reliable answer to the age of the earth. But this is because majority, the people feeding in the information, that is what they are saying. At least it should give us an alternative view and tell us that, okay, it is 4.5 billion years old. Based on what some scientists are saying, if AI was neutral, or what I'm saying doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense. I actually understand what you're saying. So the thing is this. So far, what we've learned is that AI is not generating things in and of itself, okay? Whatever it seems AI is putting out is what has been put out by individuals, okay? Some persons actually have this in store, but AI is just looking around, dragging them and presenting it to us. Now, where it gets dangerous is that somebody who is not providing the right information, for instance, an artist might just be somewhere, okay, giving a response or typing a response to a particular thing. So let's say concerning the existence of God. So if an artist is actually providing, a research or saying something to support his claim that God does not exist, AI could actually go and then draw that information and present it to us and say that God does not exist. So it's a way of, in a way, you can use it to control an information. Okay, you can use it to tell people what you want them to hear, what you want them to know. All right, and that is where it's dangerous. It's not an independent source per se. All right, it's like you have people somewhere putting this source out, and the AI is just not doing anything other than to just go and pick it up and then present it to us. So I think that's very important. Though we're going to be, we have about just 8 more minutes to go. Okay. I know you still have more to say, Brother Derrick. Do you still want to say one
I'm
more
only
thing?
talking about, in my presentation so far, I've just focused on the AI.
Exactly.
I'll move to the man and God to explain something. I can see some questions coming up. And
exactly.
That is why,
exactly.
But I won't move there until I've exhausted the AI to make it clear enough.
Good.
Its intelligence, let's keep on repeating it, is based on data, like it said, on the internet, on papers, on others, and so many things. Now, let me use my few minutes left to talk about the ethical issue and why we cannot take away the idea of God. If, for example, AI can harvest our data, right? And some companies use it for advertisement purposes and others. Maybe they are going to tell us that, okay, it's not so dangerous. There was a time the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he was asked this question concerning Facebook. And he made a statement that at a point in time, Facebook would be able to tell what all the places you have visited, the things you have done. Like he explained some of the things Facebook would be able to tell, and people were surprised. And that is why he had to go and explain some of the things when he was brought before the Parliament House to give some explanation. Yes, because it It's people's privacy. But now it's in the open. But it's like we are all carrying their phones around, therefore it's there. But the question is this: when it comes to some important questions about the origin of life, about the age of the universe, about the destiny of mankind, is AI going to get it correct? Yes, it's intelligent. We all use it. And this is where I should explain that we have something we call observable science. Observable science. Things we all see. Whether you're a Christian or you're an atheist, we all have the same data. But when it comes to interpreting the data, we should be careful how we make leap jumps. Like I was talking about naturalism. Most of the people that are pushing this AI agenda, they have the philosophy called the naturalistic philosophy. They claim that there's nothing supernatural. There's nothing like the spiritual. There's nothing like miracles. There's nothing like anything apart from the natural material universe. That thing can't exist. But if that is true, then that statement they are making is false. Let me explain. If you are saying that we are as a result of naturalistic processes, then how do you trust your own judgment that the statement that everything is naturalistic, how do you trust that it is true and not just some atoms combining to say it? How do you trust your own statement? How do you trust it? Because it's just atoms combining to give you words.
Yeah.
Number two, some of the implications of these ideas that we need to look at is, okay, who determines what is right and what is wrong? And that is the concept of the homo deus. It happened way back in Genesis chapter 3, when the devil lied to the woman that, and you shall become like God. When man assumes the seat of God, there is chaos.
Yeah, that's true.
That is why I will repeat that all these superpowers in the world, China, US, Russia, all of them are running after the race for AI, who can be the best developer of AI, so that they can have what? Control. That's all.
Yeah.
And as Christians, we ask ourselves this question: when we put ourselves in the framework of what AI is doing today, who determines the answers? And let me give you a brief scenario of what is happening in the US. Of late, the LGBTQ community is the Pride Month. June is the Pride Month for them. And all sorts of things are happening. I've been following the news keenly. Recently, in the UK too, they were having conversations. Should we allow trans women to be part of their competition and their athletics? Why? Because some men are now identifying as women and they are joining their sport and they are winning the women, the real women.
Exactly.
So in the real sense, now the real human rights for ladies are now being robbed off. I said this in the previous presentation that our moral compass have been broken. If you take away the idea of God and you leave men to use their ideas to decide, who are you to tell me that my idea is false, Corridor?
Exactly.
If I choose to go about raping 25 ladies every year, who are you to tell me that I am wrong? Okay.
At least that's my concept of rightness.
Exactly. Or maybe that is what the atoms and the chemicals in my head, that is what it's telling me. So you see, when it comes to the moral aspect, it shouts to us that there is God. Why? If there is real objective moral value, my argument is that then God exists. If subjective moral values exist, then God does not exist. Let me give you an example. If we can look into the world and say that some things are naturally without any external force, we know that that thing is naturally evil, it's naturally bad, then God exists. Do we have some things that are naturally evil? Yes, therefore God exists. So if somebody is an atheist listening to me today, if you want to attack any of the things I've said, just look at this point and refute it. Do we have real objective moral values in the world? And that's what the AI said, that it is not conscious. Okay, simple question. How did we get consciousness? Oh, but multiply millions of years. You're lying. How did we get consciousness? So when we look at AI, man and God, we should not think that, okay, because science is advancing, we are going to get to that point where the idea of God will be no more. No, true science and true religion, they are always in line. But false
Amen.
science and false religion, they always compete against each other. And you will find out that, okay, false religion obviously is false. Like if somebody says that you are using stars, you are shooting stars against spirits, I mean, that cannot be true. That can
Yeah, we know the religion that talks about that.
unless you tell us it is, unless you leave the realm of the material to discuss miracles, then we'll start asking some questions again. But my point is this: when we carefully look at AI, it is claiming that it is not intelligent. It is based on the information from others that it uses to give it information and others. So
Yeah.
my conclusion is this: if AI is so powerful that it can do all these great things for us today, save people's lives, help us to advance. Like today, students can answer questions easily. Teachers I teach online and I use AI a lot. It makes my work so easy. Within minutes, seconds, I can prepare my slides and everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
But whoever tells us that AI was not developed and carefully designed by another intelligent being, that person would be illogical, irrational, inconsistent, and not facing reality.
Mm.
In the same sense, anybody that tells that we created the AI, open AI was created by human beings,
Yeah.
that human intelligence multiplied over millions of years and it just popped into existence, random chances, and it created us. That person will be irrational, illogical, inconsistent, and not facing reality. A super intelligent being created man.
Yeah.
So you can't argue for AI and tell, oh, AI, and not believe that for man, a super intelligent being created man. In our next discussion, I will talk about how some scientists try to create life in the lab and the results of it. Do you know people actually won a Nobel Prize? They said they've created life in the lab. They were jubilating.
Seriously.
Yes. Only for us to later, after 50 years, to realize that they didn't create life. Because what they did, yes, it was the building blocks of life, DNA. They were able to construct some portions of it, but that is not the definition of life.
Mm.
So another research was done and that one too, after they shouted, yes, we have, God is off. When they land James Webb Telescope to go and study about our universe, come and see my 80s friends posting on their socials, God is there. God is there. When the results comes from James Webb Telescope, we are going to get enough information to say that there is no God. Now they release the images from James Webb Telescope, and it is even competing against the known theory of the Big Bang. Wow.
Mm. Awesome.
Where are we going? True God, the true God who created heaven and earth. Unless science is false, if we stick to true science and we look at the evidence available, it never competes against the idea that God exists. It rather
Amen.
shouts us the more that there is God, there is a super intelligent being who created all this. In the next lesson, we will now get into the conversation of how man and God comes into the picture of AI. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome, brother Derrick. I want to say that I'm fascinated by the presentation you made about AI, and I believe it's the same thing with our viewers right now. And in fact, we can see a couple of questions right here. I want to believe that for so many people who are watching this program right now, and those that are watching later, they have not seen this aspect of AI. The information you're bringing right now is something that they have not really considered before. So it's just like, it's not even like, it is actually an eye opener, all right, for a lot of us, especially when we're considering the subject of AI. So what we're going to do right now is that we're going to consider a couple of questions right here, and then we're going to call it a day. So right here we have this question coming from our dear brother, bro, just in saying, hey, can you share the book on Seasoned Apologist? Okay, so yeah, we see how that can be possible. And then we have a question from Bob. Bob was actually following your discussion, talking about when AI is wrong and all that. So Bob is asking the question. You can teach, in fact, is a submission right there. Then he followed it with a question. Bob is saying you can teach AI if it gives you wrong information, though. Brother Derrick, is there a room for correcting AI, especially when you're using, AI tools such as chat, GPT? Yeah. So is
Yes.
there is there a way to correct AI of the wrong answer that is
Okay,
bringing
I'll
forth?
answer this in two aspects. For from a biblical perspective and from
Mhm.
what we know, like I said, we should be careful because AI, there is somebody controls artificial intelligence, right? They feed the information like the X-rays I explained.
Yeah.
They take some of the best doctors in the world to label those about a million different kinds of X-rays of human beings, and it even raises
Hmm.
the question: who gave you the permission to use my my X-ray? You get the ethical questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when that is done, somebody is an algorithm, but the algorithm learns over time. Machine learning, it learns, but it doesn't give something aside what it has been provided. It
Mm.
can, yes, it can do multiple things so quick that you would think it generated something super, but it was fed initially with an information. So
Yeah.
if you will make a change, it will still have to come from those who input the data.
Definitely.
Yes. So myself and one of my friends, we were just thinking about this. We said, if AI is this powerful, can we have an AI that answers Bible questions?
Beautiful.
We have been thinking about it. Is it possible for us to get an AI that answers Bible questions so that
Mm.
people would actually get genuine, true Bible answers?
Yeah.
We were thinking about it. It's possible to be done, but it's very expensive to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Super
Very
expensive
expensive.
to do. Yes. So that is one aspect. And the other aspect is this. Today, when you key in questions to AI, that's okay. Like I asked several questions to AI. That is Chat GPT. When you ask Google bad, you might get
Yeah.
different answers.
Seriously.
It's also AI. Yes, it's also AI, but it might give you different answers. So
Yeah.
how to get the correct information? I think the person searching for the information must have an understanding that the conclusion, and even AI sometimes wants, when you use it a lot, it tells you that make sure you, especially when you start asking some medical or some serious questions, it starts telling you that refer to the expert because it might, its knowledge is up to 2021. So it
Mm.
will tell you refer to the expert. And that is where it gets interesting. Refer to the experts about theological questions, and they'll be referring you, especially Google Bard, it gives you links, sometimes refers you to atheistic websites. So
Mm.
we need to arm ourselves with the knowledge of how to defend God's existence.
Yeah.
We need to know it separate and apart from these platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that answer. I think that pretty much take care of the follow up that Bob actually did right here, bro. Bob, he says provide your argument with your references, and you can actually show how it answer is not right. So you've actually done
This
yes,
was
you've
in
actually
reference to the age of the earth.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you've
Maybe
actually
okay. Let me write it down. In the next one, I'll just provide the reasons why AI is wrong on the age of the earth.
okay, okay, all right, no problem about that. Okay, so here's another question from our dear brother Iron Man. Iron Man is asking, can we relate AI to Google? All right, so this actually an interesting question. So I think
Yeah,
bro Iron Man is still okay. So just go ahead to answer this, brother Derrick. Can we
yes,
relate AI to
yes. We
Google?
can. Actually, Google. The Google that we know and the search engine, they've always had AI. AI is not something that just came. It was the term was coined in 1956.
Awesome,
It's been
awesome.
there. We've been using it, just that it was not so popular like today. And it's
Yeah,
so popular today because now I can see it in action.
yes.
Yes, but at first we did not really how did you how do we think that Google can make recommendations that you have never? It uses artificial intelligence, but like I said, it's narrow AI, so we can relate it. And today, when it comes to the chatbot, giving responses, Google, they've designed their own. The one I showed, Google Bard,
Yeah,
it's
Bard.
called
Yeah,
BARD. And for
yeah.
the difference between that and the chat GPT is that when you search for things, it can give you pictures.
Oh, okay.
But chat GPT can't give you pictures.
Oh, okay.
One of my best friend, he used AI to design a video from start to finish without doing anything. The AI scripted the video, another AI prepared the video, another
Yeah,
AI did the voice notation,
yeah,
and everything that he did from start to finish was done by AI. Corey, if I show the video to you, you might
yeah.
not know that an AI designed it.
Beautiful. I want to see that video later. Maybe when, I mean, tomorrow or something. You can just send it to me on WhatsApp. Okay, so here's a question from, well, this is not a question actually. It's a comment, and it's coming from Broluwatosi J. Ayodele, saying AI rule in the end time is deception. We should guard against. Deepfake is already creating delusion. Is deepfake another AI tool,
Yeah.
or is this okay? All right.
Yeah.
You want to say
So
something on that? Go ahead,
deepfake,
please.
maybe the topic is broad, so we didn't
Yeah,
get chance to talk about deepfake. Deepfake
yeah,
actually is an AI. For example, we are having this conversation. Those of us
yeah,
who are always online, this is how dangerous sometimes it can get. Corey,
yeah.
you are always on Seasoned Apologist, do your presentations. You have mentioned all the alphabets in the English language. You have mentioned all of them.
Yeah,
So what happens is that with an image of your face, getting a full image, sometimes not even the full 3D sketch of your face. I
yeah.
teach a student in Brazil. He's a 3D modeler, and he was
Okay,
explaining this to me. If
okay.
we take a picture of this part of your face, this part of your face, and that part of your face, we can reconstruct your head.
Yeah, yeah. I
He does
understand.
it. It's his work. That's what he
Yeah,
does in Brazil. And when that thing has been done, in a video form, because you have also spoken a lot in your season apologist presentations and
yeah,
your voice and your tonation is known there,
yeah,
it can be picked, put into the deep fake, and something you have never said, they will make you say it.
yeah. I understand
Something
that.
you have never done, they can make
Mm-hmm,
you move and do certain things.
mm-hmm.
That is the deep fake. On TikTok, there's a guy, if you have watched this movie before, The
Yeah,
Matrix,
yeah, yeah.
the
Very
main
popular.
character in The Matrix.
Yeah.
When you go to TikTok, somebody has created a TikTok channel using the deep fake, and people thought that it was that Matrix guy. And the page
Wow,
has over 1 million followers.
wow.
And the guy does strange things. So people were wondering, is this the guy in Matrix that is behaving like this? Only for Project Nightfall on Facebook, he did a video and clarified that that is not that guy. That is
Mm,
somebody using deepfake. Myself, I was fooled.
wow.
I was like, what?
That's the danger of technology right there.
Yes. So
So
that's the
imagine,
deepfake he's talking
imagine
about.
Kurede saying something like, "Oh, I'm sorry, all the things I've said about Islam. I'm sorry. Kurede is not a Muslim. I mean, and they're hearing my voice, everything, the same thing."
Oh, Corey, don't worry. Actually, there's a full music by one of the top musicians in the world. A full music was a song was created with AI, with
Wow,
the simulation of the guy's voice, and his
wow,
fans did not know that he was not the one. The music
wow.
got millions of streams, and later people started
Really?
realizing that that is an AI.
Wow, wow.
Yes. So I'm saying that we are getting to a point where we people who are religious should know about this.
Yes,
And
very
currently,
important.
sometimes some of our people, religious people go too far to say that, hey, this is the Antichrist. Please, 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 please,
Exactly. That's what I'm about
please,
saying.
please,
But
please. Let's not do that.
Broderick, Broderick, on Friday, last week Friday, I was talking to a group of ministers on, using the social media to promote, the gospel and all of that. And I said that, see, one of the things that the church has done and some ministers have done is to discourage people to use the social media. They are saying that, hey, this is the Antichrist, putting these two together, to connect everybody together. It's actually a tool of the Antichrist, all right? So they discourage people to use it because they are just saying, hey, Antichrist is the one actually putting this together. And I mean, so what you're saying is not far-fetched, okay?
Something
Unfortunately,
happened
this is
in
what is
Nigeria
happening.
that I wanted to make a video about. when we had the COVID-19, I did about 2 or 3 videos on COVID-19.
Okay.
And there was this particular, maybe I will have to make the video still. It's a Nigerian preacher. He said 5G is coming and 5G is the tool of the devil. They are going to use 5G. It's the 666 that is.
Yeah,
God,
it's
when
a
I saw the
popular,
video, I'm like,
it's a very popular Nigerian preacher. Yeah.
no, I've studied physics for quite. I mean, I was doing a master's in physics, so currently, at least without knowing anything at all, at least I have some level of understanding when it comes to how these network systems work.
Yeah.
5G has got nothing to do with Antichrist. It has nothing to do with Elon Musk. Is actually working on an implant, a chip that will be implanted in the brain.
Yeah.
Twitter says. People who are suffering from spinal issue, people who have gotten stroke, people who
Yeah.
have accident, they had accident and their legs were broken, their backs were broken, they can't move, they can't do things, they are just in a wheelchair. With the help of that chip, they will be able to communicate their thoughts and their ideas and be able to do things like they had their real hands.
Yeah.
How is that against God?
It is
So you
666,
have
brother.
people who wrongly understand and go to the extreme, and they start quoting verses from the book of Revelations without properly understanding the context.
Exactly. Yeah.
That the book is an apocalyptic literature. So you see, on the two extremes, there are
Yeah.
some religious people who go too far.
Exactly.
Who say, hey,
Mhm.
AI, it's a tool of the devil to come. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
AI is just like Google. You can use it for the right purpose. You can use it for
Yes.
the
Or
wrong
for the
purpose.
wrong one. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
up to us. And sometimes you have come across it where you have videos and in your comment section, atheists and others, they come and they start posting a lot of, they just copied it from Google. The fact that you saw something on Google doesn't mean it's correct.
Just like
You need to
some people
also
say
see
that
through.
the Bible was compiled at the Council of Nicaea. Jesus was
See,
made God at the Council of Nicaea. Nicaea has actually
or,
suffered in the hands of
or Jesus married, or when some people say that Jesus got married. These are claims that are not supported, claims that are not true. And so I don't think that it is appropriate for somebody to make such claims. I don't know if Corey can hear me. Hello. Okay. Hello, Corey. Okay. I think Corey can't hear me, but I have some few minutes so I can add some few things to it. So to add a little to it, we need to focus and concentrate, especially on the issue of, does this refute God's existence? No, it doesn't. Because if AI was designed, then obviously, whoever designed it is super intelligent. It's intelligent than the machine. And that has a lot of explanations that I think our friends who are atheists should be ready to answer. I wrote down some few things that I would like to even get into as Corridor isn't here. If he joins us, then we can bring the conversation to a close. Yes, I would like to ask my friends who are atheists this question. Number one, if we reject the idea of spirituality, we reject the idea of God, we reject the idea of the existence of the true God. Okay, then the question is this: how did man come about? How did we arrive here? And the next question is that, for example, the moon. How did we get the moon? The second thing, how did stars come about? And the last thing, how did life form? These three questions, if you can answer it truthfully, is going to really help. At least we know that scientists, as we speak today, there are so many theories about how the moon came about, and almost all of them have not proven to be right. Corey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm sorry about that. It was my network that actually made that. I'm so sorry about
Oh,
that.
I was about to continue my presentation. Yes. So I was speaking about three things. that
Okay.
maybe if you have the time, we'll talk about. I'm asking my atheist friends and my skeptic friends that if you accept naturalism, you accept the idea that there's no God and all that. Three
Yeah.
questions: the moon, the stars, and the life, human life. How did these three things come about? To the best of my knowledge, science has not got answers when it comes to the origin of the moon, the origin of stars, and the origin of human life. Attempted answers have been given. Attempted answers have been given for the moon, the stars, and life. And if we take time to look at each of them, you'll be surprised at the answers that are being given. They are all not false. Indeed, God exists. And we'll explore this AI, man and God into details. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, brother Derrick. We have a couple of people here saying that they actually appreciate this. So, for instance, Oluwaseun is saying, "Thank you, dear brother. Great presentation. Thank you very much, brother Derrick, for that." And then we have Femi Sam saying, "Awesome presentation. I have to listen to this again." Femi, you're actually saying what I also want to do. I need to listen to this again. And then we also have again our dear brother Oluwatosin to say, "True. There was no interface to interact with it way back then." And then there are a couple of comments right there. So it says, "I like the discussion. AI is just a tool. Whether it's evil or good depends on who is using it." And then Priestfield is saying, "I have to listen to it again." Again, thank you very much, brother Derrick. We will want to have you back again. We're going to let you know, when we're going to be having this, because most likely next week. We'll let you know if it will fall in next week or the next 2 weeks. But I just
No
wanted to
problem.
know that this has been a wonderful conversation, and we are so much in love with what you've actually brought to us right about now. Again, thank you very much. God bless you, folks. I just want Brother Derrick to tell us, Brother Derrick, where can you be found? Are you on Facebook, YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram? If you want to be found and people want to engage you, where can you be found? Can you tell us your handles? Yes.
Yeah, so the first thing I'll say is that you can download our app on Play Store and App Store. You can see the flyer back there. This is it. Spotlight on the word. We do so many things: Sunday live streaming, daily codes, the sermon series, WhatsApp Bible discussion, podcast. We provide Bible study materials. We do seminars and lectureship and debates, short videos on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, Instagram. We try to be everywhere to help the message to go. You can download the
All
app
over the
actually
place.
on Play Store and
Yeah.
App Store. If you go to Play Store, App Store, you download Spotlight on the web. You get all the materials and all the things that we do there. And honestly, I would really want to call out to all those who are naturalists, who are atheists, skeptics, that please sometimes consider some of the things we say and ask questions. The
Yeah.
argument and the insults are too much. Now we want to learn, so let's have conversation. Let's have
Exactly.
conversation.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's been a beautiful time with our dear brother Derrick Danso. I just want to say that if you want to, check us out on social media platform, yes, we're actually social. If you want to send us an email, that email you're seeing on the screen, that's info@seasonedapologist.com, and we'll be able to respond to you in the record time. Also, if you want to check out us on our social media platform, it's Seasoned Apologist. On Facebook, that's the same thing on YouTube right there. Also on Instagram, it's Seasoned Apologist, and also on TikTok. Yes. We're going to be having a great time on TikTok. Thank you, folks. We've already crossed the 1,000 milestone. So we're going to be doing a lot of, live program on TikTok. In fact, we're going to be bringing Brother Derrick also on our TikTok show. It's going to be wonderful. All right. And on Twitter, we are Seasoned Day. If you want to reach out to us on Twitter. And also want to say that if you want to support us, yes, that is the details on the screen. We would actually appreciate your support. There are a whole lot of things we want to get done. So your support actually will help us to, reach that as well. And this is just a reminder, if you want to check out Brother Derrick, they have a app, beautiful app. I've downloaded it. Oh my God, it's a beautiful app. You need to download the app. They have it on the Play Store and also on iOS. All right. Yes, that's for Android and also for the Apple. So please, I would encourage you to download the app. They have section for videos, section for audio. They have, images. Okay. Bible passages that you actually want to take a look at, even share with others as well. So you just go download the app. You're going to see a whole lot of things. They even have videos on different subjects as well. So I'm so grateful. Brother Derrick, thank you very much for coming on the show. We quite appreciate
Thank you so much.
And Lord willing, we're going to be having you back on the show again. So men and brethren, thank you for staying up until now. Please pray for him. Pray for Brother Derrick for the work he's doing, for the ministry, for those that are working with him, because he's not the only one doing all of the things that he's doing, all right? So please pray for him. that the Lord will actually strengthen him. The Lord will, make support available to him, and the Lord will also strengthen him to be able to do the things that the Lord has called him to do. All right, so folks, we're going to be meeting next week again. Thank you very much. God bless you. And I want to say to you, bye for now.
We love you, Lord, we love you. Father, we give you all the glory. You are my rock, my strength, and my trust. In you I live and move and have my being. You are my shelter, my peace, and my shield. You are my everything. You are worthy to be praised.